going on, everybody? Here's a special episode of the Clapper Report. I'm Justin.
I'm Damien.
And this is something we plan on doing semi-frequently, at least, maybe every few weeks or so. We plan on doing little mini episodes based on our favorite teams, Vancouver Canucks and the New York Islanders.
Yeah, no, definitely something more that I feel like will be a little more interesting for everybody, because I know that we can really dive deep. And,
yeah, these
this
are
is stuff that we know.
Yeah, I was about to make a New York State regions joke. If this were New York regions, we would get like 95s, whereas the other ones we'd probably be like 70, 80.
Okay. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
All right, guys. So welcome to the first mini episode. Kind of want to do this. I don't know how frequently. I feel like pretty frequently for us, at least. I love talking about the Islanders. I know you love talking about the Canucks.
That's all I talk about.
So I feel like this is going to be more of like a personal note, because obviously our first reactions, as being fans, and
Yeah, I guess I feel like it's when anytime something comes up.
Yeah, any like big news
when it comes quickly up.
Yeah. We just sat for probably about 2 to 3 minutes just laughing over a stupid joke that is still tearing us apart.
I'm sorry.
It's still
I had to.
But we do think that we can get a little more personal when it comes to Islander talk and Canuck talk. And I mean, just speaking upon the Islanders, I know there's a laundry list of topics to really discuss, especially with such I want to say young team, but it's not even a young team, actually one of the older teams in the league.
Yeah,
they definitely have a lot of hard choices coming up, especially with a lot of lengthy, long, and heavy contracts.
Yeah, I feel like it's something both teams have in common, at least.
Yeah,
they both have a lot of RFAs and UFAs that are not on the chopping block, but I guess a lot of big decisions that the front office has to make.
Yeah, and this year there's a lot of decisions, and even looking into the future, like the next year to two. And another big thing that's kind of like outside of it, the expansion draft. Like there's going to be a lot of focus.
Bullets.
There's going to be a lot of focus on that, and a lot of like, oh, do we make this decision? Do we hold on to this guy for this? Like a lot of things that can change a lot of people's picture.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess we'll start with the Islanders.
Sounds good.
We're both pretty familiar with them. Obviously, you're here on Long Island. You have to deal with us. So
yeah, second team. Yep.
I guess for a lot of Islander fans, the big thing is the arena. It's been a really, really long time since we had a home.
Yeah, pop on News 12. That's all they're talking about all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. I don't really watch News 12.
Because I come onto the units at my job at like 8 a.m. and News 12 will be on.
Oh, so you're
the New York Islanders, UBS Arena.
Yeah, well, that's the first thing that we have here is so the new arena over in Belmont. Great progress, by the way. I love seeing like the progress videos and images of it. They're going quick.
Yeah.
Like
I think it'll be ready in a little over a year.
I
not
believe
this
so.
Season coming up.
I'm
season after, I think.
I'm a fake fan because I don't remember exactly when their scheduled opening is, but I know it. Maybe not. Obviously not next season, but the season after. I do believe is the first one that they're really planning on having it ready. But
yeah, because I think they're at Barclays, right? Because Barclays doesn't want them. The mayor of Brooklyn doesn't want them, I don't think.
Well, yeah, so
or something like that.
I don't. There's a lot of like back and forth. They don't really want to play in Barclays anymore. Obviously, the fans don't want it in Barclays. It's a pain in the ass to get there.
Yes, it is.
You would think it's nice, with the train and everything, but with the transfers, how long it takes.
Well, especially out by us, because we're out east. We're in Suffolk County. We're past like the Babylon line. We're past Ronkonkoma, so it's like it's difficult for us.
I know a lot of people will consider Brooklyn a part of Long Island, but let's be real. It's not
geographically a part of Long Island.
It's not Long Island.
It's geographically Long Island, but culturally,
it is not Long Island.
It's different.
So
Long Island is Nassau and Suffolk.
They need to come back. They need to come home.
Yeah.
They need to be on the island. So Belmont is a great area too. They're building a brand new train station there.
And it's like right on the border of Queens and Nassau, right?
Yeah,
I think it's like right near the border.
Yeah, it's right near the border. It's pretty far out there for us, at least.
But we're also pretty far east, though.
Yeah, but it'll be accessible to most fans, especially the ones in the city, if any of them exist.
Yeah, I mean, even for us though, it's only like a 45, 50-minute drive. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Like, you could definitely do it,
No, yeah, the drive won't be terrible. And again, they're building that new train station right there, so the train ride probably won't even be that bad.
Yeah.
So they just came out with the name. They signed a contract with, I think it's like insurance company or something like that, or it's banking company.
Definitely seems like a banking thing.
I think it's a bank thing.
I feel like I've seen it on a
UBS,
commercial.
right? UBS Arena.
Yeah.
Kind of boring name.
That's what they call that's what they say to the opponents. You be shit arena. Yeah. That was on the spot.
I like that. I like that. Well, UBS, it's boring, of course, but I mean, I get it. They need, some money somewhere. I know they're probably
they
getting
need
money
like
for
the
that.
fundraising or whatever. That's like, again, like the business side of it, But honestly, the name of it doesn't affect the fan base necessarily. I feel like honestly it'll become like its new Coliseum essentially. It'll be like a new barn.
Well,
it's not going to be the barn. It'll never be the barn.
I forgot what I forgot. So I forgot what it was, but they were talking about some licensing thing, like they were getting from the barn to the bank. I forgot exactly where I saw it or how true it really is, but I think they're gonna try to coin the new arena at the bank. So instead of it being the barn, the bank. So I don't know. They're gonna try and transition. It sounds a little weird. I know they're kind of hoping and pushing on it. They're gonna do everything they can to kind of relight that old candle.
See, I feel like the barn is very. Okay, this is gonna sound very weird about Long Island, but like the barn, I feel like is very Long Island. Not because Long Island is barn-like, it's like farm-like and everything. I feel like it's because, MSG is the garden. You have this grand spectacle. Everybody wants to play their concerts there and everything. And then you have the barn, the lower level of it, but still has that like tenacity, still has that like driven.
Well, it's that Islander home.
Yeah, I mean, the Islanders have lived in the Rangers' shadow the past 30 years, so it's like it's the barn, the underdogs. The Islanders are that underdog team.
Yeah, and we're gonna come in and rock the barn and make a move, and even being there too, or watching games live.
Yeah, definitely.
Like especially those playoff games or that
those
JT
are my
game.
Favorite. I mean, yeah, watching in the Coliseum in the barn were my favorite times watching hockey.
Yeah, I mean, especially as a kid on Long Island.
Stadiums,
Yeah.
I've only seen it in 3 stadiums. Seen it in the Prudential Center in Jersey, Coliseum, Barclays. Oh no, in MSG. So
on a layout perspective, it may not be the best. The bathroom lines, the concessions, just the way the entire arena works of the Coliseum. May not laid out on paper may not be the best, but it definitely has a special place in a lot of people's hearts. So I totally understand them trying to play that coin of moving it over to the bank and trying to give it that same magic.
Well, I mean, because the barn is where they had their dynasty. They had their dynasty in the barn, so they want to start a new dynasty in the bank.
And I hope it works.
Yeah,
I mean, I definitely hope to see some of that old magic and some new magic going into like a new era. I feel like this is such a new era for the New York Islanders.
Yeah, it's definitely a new start, especially with Lou Lamoriello, Barry Trotz coming in 2 years ago.
Like it's a total new look, and now we're getting a new arena. You know, good riddance to John. We got Matt Barzell, our new face. So there's a lot. Like I
think every episode now.
3 episodes in, I'm never over it. 3 episodes in, I will talk about it until the end of time. But it's only because it's a good talking point, because it's literally a new face Islanders. We have a new face of the team. We have new ownership. We have new leadership. We have a new arena. Everything is brand new about this team.
Yeah.
Everything is brand new.
And Tavares is
Listen. Enough. I will drop it on this episode. This is the last time I'll ever talk
it's not.
about it.
It's fine. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be the last time.
But it adds to it though. And Barry Trotz, man. Barry Trotz, what a guy.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been a fan of him, even when he was on the Capitals. The Capitals, were the team that kept going really close, or kept getting really close, if you will, but never fully getting there. And with Barry Trotz.
Well, they did win a cup.
Not with Barry Trotz, right?
No, they did. I'm about positive they won a cup together.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
No, that was his last year, and then he signed with the Islanders.
And then he signed with the Islanders, which was a little weird.
I was thinking, yep. See, I feel like 2020 has been so long and short that it doesn't feel like the Blues just won the cup. It feels like the Capitals just did. But yeah, you're right. So yeah, that was Trotz's last year. It took them long enough with Trotz.
With
Trotz,
them, yeah.
you know, they had so many good years, so many close runs, and you know, honestly, I felt bad for them. I know you probably didn't as an Islanders fan.
Nah, not at all.
But like, you know, and I love Ovechkin. I know you really don't too much. I love Ovechkin. Yeah, but I love his drive and seeing them come so close, you know. I don't know.
But that's a testament to the coach that Trotz is.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, to bring it, to have that type of system, to have a team in there every season. I mean, even his first couple, I think this is his second now with the Islanders, and
it's his second season with the Islanders.
It's fun to watch. You feel like there's a coach that knows what he's doing. I know for years it's been the argument, nobody knows what they're doing at this organization. That it feels misplaced. And now we have a defensive coach, or defensive minded coach rather, and a good system in. The players seem to get behind him.
Yeah, and see,
it's the Trotz effect.
I feel like with Barry Trotz, it's like not necessarily his coaching style, but it's the way he played into the strengths of the Islanders.
Yeah,
because like we mentioned before, there aren't, you know, and like we'll probably mention later on, there aren't, you know, you have Barzal, right? He's probably the most offensive player on the team.
Yeah.
Right? Most offensive minded. Whether or not he's putting on goals or assists, still the most offensive player.
Yeah, certainly.
So where does the offense come from? That's where he needs to drive the team, like the Enersleys, the Brock Nelsons, to push themselves, and that's what Trotz does, you know.
And we're seeing the effects of it now.
Exactly.
I know we already just talked about it, but you know, this first round in the qualifiers, you're seeing a lot of names and a lot of players that, not that you don't expect it from them, because this type of system, this type of team, you almost do expect it. You do expect them to have the breakout game and the breakout series, but it's everybody on the team. They're like depth wise, like they go pretty deep. Yeah. But there's no like star-studded name besides obviously Matt Barzal. But even there, you know, he wasn't having 100-point seasons.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, exactly. I mean, and that's the thing. Brock Nelson, I think he had a 25-goal season, not this season, the last season. That's good. That's good though. It's solid. But again, yeah, exactly. It's not necessarily what you think of when you think of star.
I still think that this team does need to try and find one more goal scorer or the goal scorer for the team to be on par with Barzal, to be on that first line, that real, like, that guy that solidifies that first line.
Well, I mean, so I'm pretty sure then too, you know, the Islanders were looking at Panarin, right?
Yeah.
I think you had mentioned that to me before.
Yeah, I know that a lot of us fans were pretty upset about the Panarin thing. I know that there was some hope that he would be in there, and then of course
they offered more.
They did
for him than the Rangers, right?
Yeah, and then of course, you know, he goes down the street to the Rangers, and it just kind of fuels that rivalry just a little bit more. But
that plays into Panarin's personality, you know, playing in MSG, 34th and 7th, you know, it's like compared to Brooklyn, Nassau Coliseum,
and then
shit arena. You know
well, and then that's the other thing too. It's like, you know, a name like Panarin, they want to play in a built arena. Like the Rangers,
established
they know they're playing at the Garden. Like the Islanders, they're like, where's our home? Where's our home? Where are we playing? Where are the fans?
Yeah, they split the season. I mean, we went. We only went to one game this year. I thought we went to two.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean. Yeah, it's
they split the season. Yeah, they've been doing that back and forth, and then even the home when it was Barclays, it didn't feel like they were gonna be there forever.
I'm gonna be real with you. Even though Islanders are my second team, Barclays felt like they gypped me. I mean, it did not feel like a real Islanders experience. You know, I mean, it wasn't the real thing. You're right.
No,
I mean,
it wasn't.
It
felt artificial.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the staff at the games was bad or anything, you know, because, like, the vendors there were mad cool. The team store people were mad cool. Because I went to, like, 4 or 5, 6 games at the Barclays Center. It was chill, but, like, Brooklyn didn't want them there, you know?
No, yeah.
And it's like, they want the Nets instead, which I don't get. And I don't really watch basketball too much, but the Nets suck. I know that.
You know that much. I know that much.
I think everybody knows that much. I think my dog knows that much.
If I'm not a basketball fan, So
yeah.
not in the least bit.
I've been
But I
trying to
feel
get
like they
into
were
it,
decent this season. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I totally could be wrong. We're probably gonna get roasted.
You know what? I honestly don't care enough to fact check it.
Yeah, me
So
either.
I'm gonna just agree with you.
Me either. I
Yeah,
for some
You know,
reason
the Brooklyn
I
Nets
think
should have won the championship.
I don't know if
You
it's
heard
that
it.
much. I
Heard
don't
it
know if
here
it's.
first. You heard it here first. Brooklyn Nets should have won the championship.
I don't think it was that much, but it was. They definitely did something, if I remember correct. But
Yeah.
the Islanders. Another thing was we had Robin Lehner. We thought
Yeah.
that he was gonna be the future.
And I loved his story.
I loved his
whole
story.
mental
You know,
health background. Yeah.
I love the the things that he pushes for. I think he's a tremendous human being outside of hockey.
Yeah.
I-
Definitely.
I know you're not a fan of Vegas Knights there, but I will follow him and root for his success. Not necessarily the whole team's success, but at least his. I want to see him do something because
Yeah.
I definitely
I mean, well, that's like
his time at the Islanders was great.
yeah. I mean, that's like with him and Fleury. Because when Fleury went to the Knights, I was like, God, fuck. Because I love Fleury as a person. He seems like an amazing person.
Yeah.
But you know,
So to piggyback off that, we have Varley, who's doing a tremendous job this off season. I mean,
Yeah.
this postseason, he's did a great job this first series at least. We'll see
Yeah.
what the rest has. I'm shocked they had him play all. I thought they were gonna have Grice come in for at least one of the games.
so did I. Because
especially
Grice
the back
has
to back.
yeah, Grice has been killing it the past couple seasons. I mean, because the Masterton, I believe last season it was Grice and Lehner had split it
Yes.
for the award, or they were nominated like something. I think they won it together. That tandem was great.
No, it was a
tandem,
great
I wouldn't
system.
say carried them, but definitely played a major success in them blanking Pittsburgh in the postseason last year.
Yeah.
You know, and playing as well as they did.
And then also like the energy that you got from Lehner, where
Yeah.
when they made the playoffs.
I mean, Lehner's mad cool.
He was
calm,
there on the mic.
collected.
He was like, "Let's fucking go!" Like
Yeah.
he was ready to go. He felt like he wanted to be an Islander.
He's a huge frame. You know, he's like, I think he's 6'4", I believe. So he's 6'4". He plays a very calm style of goaltending.
Yeah.
You know, and that's I feel like is a huge thing with goaltenders is you need to be very calm and be positional. And I think that's what Lehner was providing for the Islanders, you know, along with Grice. I think Grice bought into that as well, and Grice was performing at that level. So to see Varlamov come in this offseason and now playing in the play-in rounds
Yeah.
and
no,
playing as well as he has, I think
He's-
that's a huge stepping stone for the Islanders.
no, it's a huge stepping stone, and what makes it even better is recent news: Sorokin signing that deal.
I
So-
love that guy.
Bringing him over from Russia, bringing him into the system. It's going to be interesting to see who goes.
Yeah, I think he had a .935 save percentage in the KHL, and I think he's 24, just turned 25, I believe. But I mean, goalies usually peak around like 26, 27. So, excuse me, they start coming to their own around 26, 27. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean it's getting kind of towards the end, and it also like looking at it on like a contract perspective. Varley, if I'm not mistaken, I think he has like 3 more years. I think it's like 5 million, something like that. Something pretty big for a
Yeah.
goaltender who's kind of getting a little late. So you have this guy Sorokin come in, who's now supposedly going to be the new face of the goaltending of the Islanders. He's going to be the new go-to guy, the guy
Yeah.
who, in my opinion, hopefully takes over what we had in Lehner, or even obviously even better is the hope, of course. But what do you do? Do you try to shift Varley's contract? Can you shift that type of a contract?
well, so I mean, Grice is UFA, right?
Grice, I think Grice is gonna be a UFA. I think he's coming up on his contract year now, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you can fact check that.
Yes, he is. Yeah, so he's coming up on a UFA year. He was making 3.3 for 3 years. That's coming to an end right now. Varlamov has 2 more years at $5 million.
Oh, so it's 2. So
After this postseason.
So
yeah.
then what are the
So-
Islanders' intentions? Are we going to shift Varley? Are we going to re-sign Grice at hopefully a lower chip?
Well, so I mean, honestly, I feel like Sorokin would be ready to be a backup.
I think he's ready to play, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
Definitely,
Like ready to
at
get in
least
there.
to be a backup. But honestly, there's no trading Varlamov, and if Grice is UFA, I say let him walk. As
Yeah.
unfortunate as that sounds,
Give him a season or two under Varley, and
I
if
mean,
I'm not
'cause I
mistaken,
don't
they're
think-
friends. I think that was like a part of the deal. I think that
who's
was
friends.
Varley and Sorokin.
Oh, okay.
I think they're friends.
Yeah, they're both Russian. So yeah. that
Yeah,
makes
I think
sense.
they were friends, or there was some like weird story about
Like
that.
a mentor or something.
Yeah, something
like
along
that.
those lines. So it'll be good to see Sorokin get a season or two, maybe
Yeah.
underneath him, getting a push from him.
Well, I mean, you think about it, but he's got a 3-year entry level
Well,
contract.
I think he only. I could be wrong, and I probably am.
So it's 2
he
or
signed
3
a 1
probably.
year
A 1 year.
with this. So they extended the was it the CBA or whatever the contract is.
Yeah.
So they extended that, and now was able to to pull Sorokin over, and in an effort to ensure that he's going to be here for next season and a whole bunch of different things. I think it's only a 1 year deal. So get him his couple seasons underneath him.
So yeah, you're right. It's a 1 year contract for $2 million. So here's what the thing is. It's a 1 year contract, right? A 1 year contract for $2 million. That's a one-way deal. So if you're doing a 1 year deal, you're banking on that person to play in the major league and not the minor league, right?
Yeah, no, oh no, he's at least they want him to be a starter.
Yeah.
Like
So
they
if you
want him
look
to
at
be
it
the
then-
guy.
Yeah, exactly. So then you have Semyon Varlamov, who's on a 1 year or a one-way contract for 2 years, $5 million, right? Then you have Thomas Greiss, who is a UFA now. Then Sorokin, 1 year deal, one-way contract, $2 million. He's your backup. They have full faith in Sorokin that he's their backup. They're gonna let Greiss go to free agency.
Grice is gonna go because I don't think he could shift Varley. And the way he's playing right now too, I wouldn't want
exactly.
to.
That's
I wouldn't
what I
want
was about to say. I mean, he's played really well against the Panthers. I mean, he won them the series.
Yeah, no, he definitely stood on his head there. So
I'm not gonna say he was the sole reason that they won,
no, but
he was definitely a huge
he held
part
them
of
in
it.
there. And
He
the only
didn't
time
let
he let things,
Barkov,
it was power plays.
Yeah.
It was and there was no. I don't want to say there was no effort because there totally was, but it felt like every time that there was a power play for the Panthers that it was going in the net.
Yeah.
And I guess I kind of want to look at the stats on that maybe another time, and we could touch base on it later. But 5-on-5, I wonder how that series looked because I feel like Varley did an incredible job,
Yeah.
especially 5-on-5.
Varlamov's not a bad goalie, and honestly, I was shocked at how well he's been playing, especially because in Colorado, before he came to the Islanders, he wasn't really playing his best hockey. And, I remember for a couple of years or maybe a year or two, he was playing extremely well. And I was like, yo, this guy's a force. Like, this guy is like a brick wall. Then he kind of stopped doing that,
Yeah.
And when the Islanders picked him up to replace Lehner, I was like, yo, listen, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of iffy with me. But then him and Greiss split it well.
Yeah. No.
Brought Varlamov back to that capability. And now Sorokin, I feel like, is going to replace Greiss.
Yeah. No,
You know?
I think that's going to be the way they go. Which, on the topic of free agency, another big story, restricted at least, Barzal. Like, is he going to get an offer sheet? Do you think?
So I think I was going through so this is kind of random. I was going through my photos, maybe a week ago or something. I think I sent you a tweet from somebody about it. Let me see if I can pull it up. But yeah, it was all the way back in March before COVID happened. I don't know if you want to talk about something while I try to pull it up.
No. So basically what I was trying to get at is him becoming a restricted free agent. The offer may or may not come down. Obviously, I think the Islanders will match anything that gets offered.
Yes, 1,000%.
Literally anything that gets offered, they're gonna match it. And take them.
So here's what it is. This is from Eric Islander on Twitter. This is on March 9th. So before COVID, Elliot Friedman on Spit and Chicklets said that he believes an offer sheet for Barzal is coming because it's so hard to come by good players nowadays. Further speculates that Barzal wants to play way more offensively than Trotz will allow him to, and that frustrates him. It was also speculated. Oh, dude, do you remember this? It was also speculated that his parents put him in French class as a child because his dad hoped he would play for the Habs one day.
I actually do remember you sending me that now that you actually sent it.
OD. So, I mean, this could be me reading way too much into it, but when I was listening to the second period intermission report today, at work. I was like cleaning all the stuff today on the tables and everything, and I was listening, and Barzal was like pissed about his ice time in Game 3. He was like, he had said, he was like, I didn't get many offensive zone draws, like all that kind of thing, and that like played into it, and he seemed kind of upset about it. But that was after he scored or got an assist.
Yeah, well, but the thing is too is like you didn't feel him at all in those games.
Yeah, I mean there wasn't a spark.
There was no spark from him, and you had other lines like that second line that was just rolling.
Yeah,
like Bew and all those guys, and Eberle with his 2 goals. So there was a lot of other noise going around. So I could definitely see why Trotz would want to stick with his energy, stick with the guys that are moving and grooving, and give Barzal his time to adjust and to feel the ice out and to get back into playoff mode, because he definitely was slow. So I actually don't know what his ice time looked like. I can't imagine it.
It wasn't like low or anything, but it's a matter of the fact that it was like at least the way that he made it seem is that it was, since he's obviously an offensive player.
Yeah.
That Trotz put him in defensive situations ahead of offensive situations.
But,
and it's like so this might, I don't want, should I say it?
Go for it.
I want to say it.
Whatever you want.
I don't know, man. I think Barzal might leave at some point. Not like after this RFA. I feel like he might do a bridge deal. And then because the way that it seemed right now, based on like interviews I've seen of him, he doesn't seem like happy on the island.
Yeah. Well,
and I don't think that has to do with the team itself. I feel like that has to do with the stigma around the island, because I definitely feel like, again, like that underdog vibe of the Islanders.
Yeah.
And it's like they're the secondary New York team, and I quoted that. I air quoted that, everybody. The secondary New York team.
Yeah.
Because if you can't make it on the Rangers, you go to the Islanders. I feel like that's like an annoying thing that I think happens, and I think it's unfair.
Well, that's why
I mean?
I think that this season, especially with the Rangers getting embarrassed as badly as they did,
Because they suck.
They got embarrassed in the
suck.
qualifying round. This is the season for the Islanders to make some noise. I feel like this is the season for them to make. I would love to see them make a full run. Don't know if we'll get all of that, especially with the team that we got right now.
Well, I mean, especially since they swept Pittsburgh last year. This isn't a team to mess around. They're not a bad
They're not
team.
yet. Well, and that's the other thing, too, that I do want to talk about. They're
team.
not a bad team. They run pretty deep. So they do have a decent team. They could definitely make a decent run, make some noise, hopefully do some craziness, and I'd be more than happy for that.
Yeah.
But this is their time for them to make that, and then obviously transition into their new stadium. And as we were talking before, all the new leadership, all the new, coach, ownership, everything in regards to that, I feel like this is that new face. This is that season that's going to bridge them over that gap of being that B team, or at least on the island or New York.
Yeah.
And kind of give them that push. And hopefully Barzal buys into it. Obviously, not everybody's going to buy into, a system like that, especially an offensive player in a defensive system. I totally understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so, especially because he's an RFA. It'd be hard to get an offer sheet for him, because he'd be like the 3 first-round kind of RFA. He'd be the same thing as Aho last year. Like Montreal offered Carolina. Or no, they tried to sign the offer sheet for Aho. It was like 3 first-round picks, like $11 million or something crazy, and I was like, "Yo, this did not happen."
Yeah, but even outside of just Barzal, I mean, you got Taves, who's coming up, Polak with his clapper at the point for this series.
Ryan Pulock, I love him.
He's doing
He's a good player.
Tremendous job.
Devin Taves, yep.
You got Pelech next season. Part of that that core for their
Yeah, he's a fringe top 4 player. I like him. I like watching him play.
I think he does a tremendous job for where he's at right now, especially with this defensive core. They're doing a great job.
And, he's not the kind of person that sticks out, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
But
he's
that's
that
why
fringe top 4 that is a staple on the team.
And but all these players, defensively, offensively, they're all pulling their weight. That's the whole mentality of this team, and that's why like pieces like Pelech and pieces like Taves and then Barzal and all these guys that are coming up, we're gonna need to sign them. I mean, obviously, maybe they're not that stud. Oh, maybe you can put in another name to kind of sub it out and hopefully get that same effect.
Yeah.
But the team's working right now, and I know, at least in my perspective, I wouldn't want to see them go. So
I get that.
There's a lot of things coming up, and then you move over to unrestricted. You got a couple of contracts ending. Matt Martin, who's a fan favorite, but production wise.
Well, I was about to say fan favorite.
Well, fan
But-
favorite in a sense of physicality.
Yeah, he fights,
He
hits,
fights, he
and
pushes.
that's solid. You definitely could use some physicality, but it's a matter of,
What are we
You know,
paying for?
and I know that I think it. Oh,
And I hate saying it because I love him. I love his foundation
was
and everything
it
about
him
him.
that I think it was in Toronto? He like housed Mitch Marner or something like that back before he came to the Islanders. It's like he like housed a young player and was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, listen," like took him on his. And that's so sweet, man. That's like what you need. You need that veteran
No,
leadership.
he is
You
a
need that
genuine
good
player, and
person.
it felt like he always loved the Islanders. And
But-
you want to see them do the same thing back.
But like, what's he gonna take? What's the deal that he takes?
What's
Is
the
it gonna
deal
be
that
too
he takes?
expensive,
And
too
then
long?
it's like,
He's not exactly young either.
yeah, no. So he's getting up there. Who else we got? Kunako.
I haven't bought into
Every
him.
week,
I'm a big fan.
it's something new with him. Like you're like, oh, he's doing good. Like he's skating, and then next thing you're like, what are we doing with this guy? So that's
He's
another.
either a good piece or a liability.
It flip flops weekly with him. It feels like. Brassard, he came. I think it was a 1 year deal, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe like a year and a half where he came over on. Did they
I
resign
think
him?
that might be it.
Do they resign him? I don't think so. I think he's kind of an interchangeable piece, at least in my opinion. Green, the grandpa of the team. Don't mean to make fun of him, but he's getting kind of old.
Yeah, so I mean, Derek Brassard, yeah, he's making 1.2 right now, and it ends this year. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of re-signings, and there's a lot of talk. And then on top of all of that, you have all these restricted, unrestricted free agents. You're gonna the expansion draft. It's not this season. It's next season, right?
correct.
Yeah. So they have a lot of like decisions to make this year that can easily affect them next season.
Oh, without a doubt.
So it's like, what do you take and what do you give right now in hopes of not losing it in the future?
Well, I feel like that also plays into the contract situation. I mean, we'll talk about it with the Canucks, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like that also plays into your contract situations. What you do this off season, I feel like it definitely impacts you.
Yeah,
For
and
that
also
next expansion draft.
for then, and then also with a team with like some heavy, ugly contracts. I mean,
Oh, don't even talk to me about ugly We're gonna get to that.
like Letty with 5.5, Boychuk 6 million. Like Boychuk, I loved him. I thought he did a great job for the couple years that he's been here.
Well, exactly. Emphasis on the loved.
But like, it's getting to a point where it's like $6 million for the production that we're getting out of him. Like, I don't know. I think ownership needs to take a deep look at these nasty contracts. Try to move some of it over, get some picks, and build up on the future. Because we're a young team, but not really. At the same time, there's a lot of older guys on this, and of course, you need that older leadership type figures on the team.
Yeah.
But they need to look at the future.
I mean, so yeah, I mean, what Boychuk's got 2 more years left at $6 million. Like
That's
like,
crazy.
for Boychuk.
But
Bro,
like,
for
so
Boychuk?
if you can shift them over to a team that's lacking defensively, get a couple picks out of it. If it's possible,
But is
I
anyone
think
going to take that contract? 2
there
years
has
at
to
$6
be
million?
has to be some team that needs something.
You'd be giving something up though. For you'd be giving a prospect, maybe Kiefer Bellows, for instance.
Yeah,
or
a lot of
something,
people are talking about Bellows, and a lot of
Yeah.
like the trade
I was
buzz
a
is
huge-
moving him over.
I was a huge fan of Kiefer Bellows. I believe he's 21 now or something.
Yeah,
20,
when is
21?
he coming up?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he's a fringe NHLer right now. I mean, it's similar to how Michael Cole was a few years ago. You know, I mean,
Mike, even him, it's like
yeah, but I don't think anybody would take him right now. You know,
like,
that's
come
the thing.
on with him.
I know.
It's
I
frustrating.
remember. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone had because what he was, I believe, 5th overall, 5th or 6th overall, I think.
He was.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's looking.
You don't
kinda,
even see him.
It's looking kind of OD for him.
But all in all, on the Islanders, the future's bright. They got a lot of changes that just recently happened. A lot of things need to gel together, move along, and the new arena. A lot of excitement happening. So I think going forward, they have a good future. It's going to take some time. It's going to be a lot of hard decisions. A lot of fans may not be entirely too happy with a lot of decisions, or just not understanding, at least on the headlines. But I think in the next couple of years, this is going to be a solid team.
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially if they have Barry Trotz still.
Yeah.
I feel like this team can buy into the Barry Trotz effect. I feel like they can buy into the new arena, buy into the fan base, and hopefully they can keep going where they're going and grow from it. Because they're a bubble team. I feel like right now, with the potential to have a standard deviation of just missing the playoffs and being into the second round in a normal season. I feel like they have that capability to where they can boost themselves up a little bit.
No, yeah, no, definitely gonna be a team to watch. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that. But that's enough about the Islanders. I can do that for a while, but we'll move over to your Canucks here, Vancouver.
My Canucks who play in about 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, we gotta hurry this up now. Okay.
No, it's all good. I mean, the anthems or whatever.
Oh yeah, you gotta
take a little bit of time. So got a few bullet points right here. I guess the first thing I wanted to ask you a question actually about the Canucks.
Okay, I'm kind of scared.
Why is Finn the best mascot in the league?
The best?
Yeah, man, he's the best mascot in the league. I don't even care.
Yo,
check his Instagram
Sparky?
right now. Check his
Sparky
Instagram right now. Finn's Instagram is baller.
Well, what are we looking at? Finn's.
I couldn't even tell you what it is.
But you just. All right. Well, I mean,
no,
but go toe to toe with him. I feel like.
I feel like they're definitely top two. Dragon and a huge orca whale. Orca whales are huge, bro. They're mischievous creatures.
You put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, man. I love Finn the whale. I want to meet him one day when I go to Vancouver. I'll be a little child.
Dope trip.
I really just want to throw a few softballs in before we actually get into the real contract talk and everything, because the Canucks make me want to cry with their contracts and UFAs.
Yeah.
So their jerseys. I mean, they really have two main jerseys they're sticking with this year. The regular jersey, like the blue orca whale jersey, and the black skate jersey. I want to know your preference on one or the other, the blue orca whale jersey or the black skate jersey.
I think the blue kind of goes with that Vancouver Canuck look.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a more classic look for them.
Yeah.
So I think I'd go with that.
Yeah. Okay.
But then again, I always do like wearing black, so I feel like that would be a nice jersey to wear on the side.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like what you just said
look.
is like kind of how I feel. I mean, I think the blue and green definitely encapsulates the Northwest vibe.
Yeah, and
Pacific.
it's the Canuck team,
Yeah,
like, that's
exactly.
their colors. That's when
but
you
having
look at
the black and yellow skate jersey as a third definitely helps.
It's definitely cool.
It's a retro look.
Yeah, I love that retro jerseys. I think those are always dope and always have a nice feel to them.
Yeah, so with that being said, I'm so upset right now. So, I mean, I guess a big thing that I want to talk about is, well, we could kind of go positive note in how they're tackling the Wild right now, and I definitely, I mean, this is before Game 4 right now. Canucks are up 2-1 at the moment of recording this right now.
Knocking on wood.
Yeah, knocking on wood. Canucks have clapped them past 2 games.
Definitely.
They scored first. And that's the thing with the Canucks. They are a run and gun kind of team. They're not a huge defensive team. Defense, they really don't have too much. I mean, they have Quinn Hughes, who we'll get to him, but Quinn Hughes, who I think is one of the best defensemen, if not the best defenseman on the Canucks ever. At a 20-year-old level, I'm saying this.
Yeah.
Then you have Alex Edler, who's been on the team since God knows when, 2007, I believe. And then Chris Tanev. Chris Tanev and Alex Edler were both on the 2011 team that lost in Game 7 against the Bruins. I think those are huge integral pieces to the Canucks D-core.
Yeah.
Then Troy Stecher, who is like some 26-year-old guy from Vancouver area.
Oh, he's a hometown boy.
Yeah, homegrown, undrafted, crazy good player. He's a good top 4 guy. But then there's Tyler Myers on the back end. Tyler Myers is 6'8", 6'9" defenseman who just took 6 penalties in 2 games.
I know, these penalties, especially with, this playoffs, like, they're calling everything. It feels
OD.
like.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It feels ridiculous. It's like, just let them play a little.
Well,
but even back to that, though.
I was about to say, I mean, yeah, it's like they've definitely been kind of soft with the calls, but Tyler Myers punched Zach Parise in the face with his gloves on. He jumped on top of another Wild player. It's like, bro, you're 6'8", doing this. You're like 28, 29 years old. What are you doing, bro? He's like $6 million a year. $6 million a year, 6 years. Jim Benning signed to a shitty contract.
Yeah.
For what we've gotten this year, I mean, he was a pretty fringe top 4 player. That doesn't warrant $6 million.
$6 million, yeah.
That maybe $3 million at most, 3.5 at most, if you want to push it, if you really want to get him for your team.
I know.
And that I feel like is the big thing with the Canucks. The Canucks have all these young players. I mean, me and you have spoken about it plenty of times. I mean, you've even, for lack of a better term, creamed over some of the Canucks plays.
Yeah.
It's like Pedersen, Hughes, Besser,
they
Miller,
got some
Horvat.
guys
This
that are
team is
skating.
good, bro.
And you love to watch. Like,
This
it's
young
energetic.
core for this team is fucking good. And I mean, they're ranked like top 3, top 2 of under 25 teams.
Yeah.
They are a great young team. But that comes with the flip side.
They're going to
You
want
have
some
the
money.
contracts.
Yeah.
You have the not the UFAs, I'm sorry. The free agent signings of Louis Eriksson, who has 2 more years of $6 million. Jay Beagle, 2 more years at $4.3 million. Brandon Sutter, I believe 1 more year at 4.5.
Those are big.
It's like, these are fucking huge contracts.
That was heavy.
And the worst part, so now with the UFA situation with the Canucks, or even just the free agents in general, Canucks have Jake Virtanen, Troy Stecher. This is off the top of my head, by the way. Troy Stecher, Jake Virtanen, Tyler Toffoli, Jacob Markstrom, and Chris Tanev. Now, Jacob Markstrom, I want to start off with because this takes the whole conversation right here. Jacob Markstrom is a top 5 Vezina candidate for me. Not saying he's a top 5 goaltender in the league.
Yeah.
But he's a top 5 Vezina candidate just because of how much he carried the Canucks this year.
No, yeah, he definitely had a tremendous season for them.
Yeah, I mean, he was the player of the game for most of the games.
Yeah.
I mean, so I would say top 10, top 15 goaltender or whatever. Probably top 10, closer to. He's a UFA. Right now, he's making like $3.5 million. What does he go up to? I mean, it's like, and what do the Canucks do? Because they have Thatcher Demko coming up.
Yeah.
He's a fucking solid backup right now, 24 years old. What do they do?
Do you launch into it?
Do they launch into it? And how does that play into the expansion draft? Because I remember like maybe, it was last week, me and you were looking at that Howie's hockey tape guy.
Yeah.
And he picked for the expansion draft, he picked the Kraken to take Thatcher Demko. I would rather kill myself than have the Kraken take Thatcher Demko.
Yeah.
Thatcher Demko is a 24, 25-year-old goaltender who has put up good numbers as a backup and who has the capability, has that composition to be a calm presence in net for this shaky Vancouver D-core.
Yeah.
And honestly, so this may be kind of cheap. I don't know if Benning would do this. I would suggest Benning trying to sign Markstrom to a 2-year deal. Right? 2-year deal. So it'd be this season and then the expansion draft season. So that way Seattle would not want to take him.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to dabble on that.
They wouldn't, because then they'd get a UFA. You need to negotiate that UFA, but it still counts as a roster spot.
Yeah.
So why
You're
would
not
you
gonna
do that? Then you protect Thatcher Demko, but that's if Markstrom buys into it. But Markstrom's also like 31, 32.
He wants his money.
He wants his money, but he's also like, you don't got many years left. You can maybe got 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And you've only been great.
Well, then if he waits 2 of the waiting to get paid.
Yeah. But I mean, somebody will pay him. I mean, honestly, man. Look at it. Honestly, if I was Chicago, I would try to sign him.
Yeah.
Shit. If they have the cap space, I would try to sign him. Crawford's not getting younger.
True.
Crawford's not getting younger. Who else they got? They don't got a goaltending prospect.
That is true.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
There's a lot going on there.
That's my thing with the goaltending situation. The goaltending situation, Thatcher Demko is the goaltender of the future. If the Canucks do not keep Thatcher Demko, instead they keep Markstrom, who's only been good the past 16 months, I'll bug out.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Thatcher Demko believer. I'm also a huge Markstrom believer. I love Markstrom. I would love
But
to
it's getting to
him
the
up.
point where it's a little old.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting to the point to where you have to look at the future. You can't be holding on to.
Yeah, I mean, especially when the whole Canucks young core is like 20, like an average age of 23 years old.
Yeah.
This team is fucking good for the future, man. Especially because their prospects are Niels Hoglander and Vasily Podkolzin. Those two guys can add some shit to this
If
team.
only there was a way to erase some of these contracts.
Well, I mean, Michael Furlan, speaking of that, I mean, I know I carry the conversation for the most part with the Canucks. I know it's kind of hard, though, because of, like, the 10:45 start times
Yeah,
and everything.
I mean, like,
yeah, it's hard.
I'm
know?
definitely going to try to focus a little more on them, especially, knock on wood, they win tonight. Move a little bit forward. Hopefully they get a little bit better start times. I don't know how that's going to work out. Hopefully a little bit better.
Yeah, but, I mean, Michael Furlan, he played a great game first game. He was injured, though, after the first game. He played 2 minutes and 20-something seconds of the second game. He's back to Manitoba. This guy needs to go in LITR. Clear at $4 million in cap space. Maybe sign Tanev. Potentially Stetcher as well. For Tannen, guy needs to be signed. He's a solid third liner. Potential. He was on pace for like 23 goals this season.
Yeah.
You need to re-sign that.
Yeah.
You need to re-sign that. And Travis Green benched him first game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Fuck off with that. Don't give me that. You know what I mean? And so I guess the last thing I just wanted to okay, there's two things. So, are the Canucks actually contenders for the future?
Yeah.
Is what I put. Yeah,
Certainly.
I think 100%. That could be my Vancouver bias coming in, but I think that they are.
That was the entire first segment. That was just me being like, oh yeah, of course they're gonna be fucking contenders, of course.
I mean, because look at it. If they do get, and I knock on wood,
they win tonight.
If they do get, a win tonight, and also Hughes, Pedersen, Besser, Horvat, Miller, Demko, Hughes. These guys can.
Those are names. Yeah,
those are big names.
Yeah.
This could be a powerhouse team.
But that's how do you sign all of that, especially with already what's existing. There's going to be tough decisions, and there's going to be people that are going to walk.
And there's going to be trades.
There's going to be trades that they're going to have to get some type of a pick for, and hopefully down the line
they're going to have to give up picks. So I mean, honestly, a trade that I saw going around was I think it was Beagle. It was either Beagle or Erickson getting traded along with a second round pick for like beans, essentially, for nothing. That's a cap dump. You need to get rid of that extra $4.5 million to sign like the Pedersen, to sign the Miller, to sign the Toffoli. You need to sign these guys. These guys are integral to the team. And speaking of integral, the last thing that I want to talk about the Canucks, because I know I've rambled on and on and on. Who is more integral to the team? Quinn Hughes, a defenseman, or Elias Pettersson, a center?
I mean,
and I was thinking about this in my shower before we started this, and I still don't know the answer to that.
In my opinion, looking from the outside, looking in, the easy answer, the cop-out answer is to go for the defenseman there, the center. It's easy to want to fall for those, and I mean, you don't win games. You're not scoring. So, I mean, Pedersen is definitely going to be, in my opinion, looking again on the outside, the more integral part. I mean, he's definitely got to be that cog in the wheel that definitely pushes everything forward. I mean, obviously, you need a strong core on your defense. You need to move that forward. So, Hughes definitely isn't going to be like a small factor on the team.
No, I would argue that they're probably tied, honestly.
That could even be.
I mean, said. And I was really thinking about it. My biggest thing was that Pedersen during the game against Minnesota, at least yesterday, and the second game too. I mean, this guy reminds me of Philip Forsberg. He is a lanky guy. He's 6'2", like 180 or something.
Yeah.
He's like fighting back, bro. Like he's getting hit. He's getting placed. He's getting clipped, hooked. He's getting all this stuff, and he's like hitting these guys.
Yeah, he's coming back.
He's throwing body checks. He's punching them, bro. He's like, I'm not taking this.
Yeah.
And that is what you need in a star player.
A young star player.
Yeah, I mean, he's 21.
Yeah.
And Hughes, Hughes is 20. I mean, he's like, what? I think like 5'11" and like 170 or something. Yeah. He's a lanky guy, but that guy's an intense skater.
Yeah.
Bro, he's one of the best skaters in the game. I'll say it right now. I'll say it flat out. He's probably a top 5 skater in the game. Top 5 skater? Because what? You got Connor McDavid. Barzell, I would say.
2.
Quinn Hughes. Oh, fuck. What's that guy's name? The guy from another Metropolitan team. Oh, no. Fuck.
That's all right.
I forgot his fucking name.
No, but
I think he's a top 5 skater.
He's certainly up there. There's a lot of skaters out there. A lot of top names that maybe not hidden right now, but he could be up there.
So yeah,
especially being so young too. But that's what's scary about these young players. They're gonna want money, and then if the room's not there, what happens?
Yeah,
you're not gonna hold on to all of them.
Team-friendly contracts. I mean, that's the thing with the Canucks. I mean,
or do they all believe? Like, do they all want to be together?
Well, so that's what I was gonna say. Petey and Brock seem like best friends off the ice. I mean, Besser took a bridge deal. I think it's 2 years for 5.5, which is pretty good for Besser. Petey buys into it. Horvat's on like a $5 million contract as a captain.
Wow.
Get Petey, who's, again, I'll say it again, top 10 center in the league. If you get him for like $10 million, that's a steal for me.
Yeah.
You know, Hughes, Besser, and Petey all seem like best friends. And, you know, I feel like I don't see that with many organizations.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
So I don't know if they can buy into it. If they were to take somewhat team-friendly deals
and build something special down.
Yeah, man, Vancouver can be special. Vancouver can be a powerhouse of the West. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're definitely a young team that has all the pieces. It's how you put them together on that puzzle, and
it's that goaltending situation, man. Shit.
that's the core of it all right there.
I'm already rolling my eyes thinking about it. This offseason is gonna suck. The Canucks better win tonight. They start in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Well, we brought it right up to that. We brought it right up to the wire, and now you don't have to wait too much longer, which is nice.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, that was our first mini episode.
Yeah, and we talked about a lot of stuff.
Not too many, but
it's probably, what was that, probably 50 minutes or something?
I don't know.
Well, we definitely spoke a lot, but...
Well, because I feel like this is what we're more passionate about. I feel like we have more opinions on, you know, the future of our organizations. A little bit more to drink, too.
Yeah.
Okay. But so...
no, he's not kidding. What? Whoa.
But I guess that about does it for this one. I don't know when we're going to post this. Post it right
My
back
post is midweek.
Yeah, midweek, kind of like a midweek break.
Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe.
Definitely
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere along the line to kind of give some more entertainment, and we'll be back again on Saturday morning.
Yeah,
recapping the second week of the
this week. If the Canucks actually won, maybe I'll make a mini.
He's gonna hop on. He's gonna hop on Thursday or whatever day after.
No, maybe I'll make it. Maybe I'll make an episode tomorrow morning and be like, "Yo, the Canucks are the best team in the world."
Just right on the Clap report. Maybe an IG TV, or something. We definitely want to put out some more content. I mean,
yeah, honestly, and too. I mean, I know we don't have the most amount of listeners, but let us know what you guys want to talk about. What do you guys want us to talk about?
Yeah, anybody's still here, let us know. I mean, we definitely want some more ideas.
Because we're down to talk about it. We're down to talk about anything.
Down to talk about anything. Down to do anything. Like I know we kind of talked about it in our introduction. We're pretty big gamers and stuff like that. So maybe we'll touch base, do some different live streams, or maybe even, I know we want to do an NHL video together.
Yeah, we might do that.
So maybe something like that. Maybe some online 20s against people. I wouldn't put me up against, but maybe you play against some other players. Yeah, so maybe you play against other players.
Anybody who wants to verse me, get my gamer tag. I don't know, I lag too much. I can't even give it.
I'll have you play here.
My gamer tag is @Kerwaz.
We'll have you play here on NHL on my connection, on my wired connection.
Yeah,
should be
hell
fine.
yeah. KURWAS. Kerwaz.
But again, just let us know what you guys want to hear. Please follow us on
at least Instagram.
Instagram's our favorite. Follow us on Instagram. That's gonna be definitely the way to keep up with us and know what we're looking at, what we want to do, where we're posting, anything. Go to our Instagram at The Clapper Report.
THECLAPPERREPORT.
So
I feel like a spelling bee there.
yeah, you love doing that.
I do. I think I'm
Every
gonna do
time
that
we say the
episode.
Clapper
every
report,
episode.
every episode, that's your thing. Just spell her out.
I feel like I should push up some glasses. CLAPP.
But that does it.
That's it, guys.
We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys soon.
Word.